In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create and manage your Git branches. This is perfect for beginners. Before we begin, quick reminder that I do a live stream every single day, usually about 2 p.m. Eastern, and you're free to ask any questions in the live chat about programming or lifestyle topics. And the live stream, you can simply go to ojambo.com. As you can see here, just click on the link to the actual live stream and then you can post your requests there. If you don't want to do that, you can simply watch the video. The video is also embedded in this article. And also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments for more frequent content. I'd like to thank everybody who subscribed so far this month. Keep it up. It keeps me motivated to make tutorials for you, just like this one. And if you have any requests, let me know. Okay, let's back to the article now. So basically, if you're just starting with Git and wondering what branches are and why they're so important, you're in the right place. This beginner-friendly guide will walk you through creating and managing branches. The Git branches, a fundamental concept in version control that makes collaborating and testing code easier and safer. So if you want to know what Git is a free open source distributed version control system. It allows developers to track changes, collaborate with others, and manage multiple versions of the code in a reliable way. So what distributed means is that the Git, every repository or copy is its own repository. So that means that if I start a project and I initialize the Git folder, working folder, that there is the Git repository. So whether I put it in a remote repository or others, they always have a copy. So meaning that if my workstation wipes out and as long as I push the code somewhere else, there will be a copy somewhere. Obviously, my latest changes might not be if I didn't push them, but you get the point. So that's how it works. So why would you want to use branches in Git? Well, branches let you work on new features, bug fixes, experiments without affecting the main code base, usually the main or master branch. So I want to go over this a little bit because, for example, someone like me who's been using Git for a very long time, even now, most of my code it defaults to the master branch, but due to some stuff that happened, I think around the lockdown or so, they decided to rename it from master to main. So that's why if you're new, when you do those things, I think it now defaults to main. You can safely test, merge changes when ready, and avoid breaking working code. Okay, so with that said, I do have some screenshots I'll show you guys there, but there's really no need for that. I'll just go and get started I'm going to do the command line because one of the mistakes people do is when they're learning Git is that they use an IDE. No problem with that, or a fancy text editor. The problem is it's impossible to get all the Git commands inside an IDE or text editor. There will be times when you need to go onto the command line in order to do things. So here's a simple one. It's good to know what all these commands do anyway. So that's what this tutorial is for. Okay, so here I do not have I have a completely empty folder. So what I'm going to do here, you see it's completely empty. It's called it's completely empty. So it says folder is empty because it's empty. So I'm in the same folder here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a project. So I'm going to type git int my project. So what this will do is, you see it's initialized an empty repository in the Git project. So it's also my project here. So I'm going to go into that folder, and if I show the hidden files, you see it's a .git. So this is a repository. This is where everything's going to be saved locally. Obviously, I can also push this to a remote repository. So as I elaborated a little earlier, let's say the remote repository is wiped out or destroyed, and if you have you still have a copy as long as you have this git .git folder. Okay, so I'm gonna hide it again because we're not focused too much on that. So here, now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to create a simple. I'm gonna cd into it first of all. I think I already did cd my project. Yeah, cd my project. So I'm inside that folder, and it's obviously empty. I can prove it. So ls h. You can see it only has this .git, which is hidden right now. That's why it says empty. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a very simple file, and I'm going to commit that file. And I will just to show you. So just type echo, make things echo, and I'll say instructions go here. Okay, I'll just use echo and just call it readme.md, which stands for markdown. So you see I do have one file, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to commit this file, git commit -m, and then in double quotes I'll say first commit. So I forgot to track it first. I need to do git add readme, and then I need to commit. So now I've committed it. As you can see, it's committed. It says create mode 100.644 readme.md. So now this file has been committed. Now if I type git log to see, you see it will tell us, it will give me the hash and the author, that's obviously me, and the date, which is right now, as you can see, and then the name of the message, which is first commit. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a branch. Okay, so I'm gonna create a branch. So to create a branch, you just simply say git branch, and then I'm gonna call this one okay, I'll just call it main. I'll call it main branch. Okay, then I can type git checkout main branch. Okay, so it has switched to the main branch. That's the branch I'm working, and you see we still have this file here, readme.md. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to create a new branch. Basically, if you're following along with this tutorial now, you can see here we're going to create another branch for the features. So what I'll do is I type git branch. I'll put feature branch. You don't have to put -branch, but I'm doing that just for this tutorial. So I put that, and then I'm going to also check out to move to that branch. So I type checkout. So you see now I checked out the feature branch. So now that I'm here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a license.md file. So this license.md file is only going to be on the feature branch. It's not going to be on our main branch. Okay, you can also combine the checkout and the creation of branch by just typing git checkout space -b space, and then whatever the name of your branch, in our case will be feature branch. So but however, I don't like to, when I was learning, it was very difficult for me to combine commands. So if you break them up, it will be easier, and obviously when you say, hey, can I do two things at the same time, then yes. But I don't want to skip that step because it's very, very important why it happens. So now you understand why you can combine them. Obviously you want to check out. Checkout is how to switch to the branch, and then B is to actually create the branch. Okay, and obviously if the branch is already created, you can simply just switch to it by just using checkout. Okay, now that we're here, I'm just going to create a license.md file. I'm going to use the unlicensed, which I did a tutorial on when I was talking about the the public domain licenses. So you can create the file anyway you want. I just used cat and end of file. So you see now we have this license.md. It's a completely different file. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to also commit this. I'm going to add license.md, and then I'm going to commit it. So I'll just say added new feature. Okay, and you can see there, you can see it has the commit hash and the message added new feature, and then you can see one file changed, 7 insertions, because it's 7, I believe it's 7 lines. Yes, it is. Okay, now I can also create another branch. So I'm going to actually create yet another branch. So I'm going to create one called contributor branch. So this time I'm going to do a combined one here. So I'll just type git checkout checkout -b, and then I'll type contributor branch. Again, you don't have to put the hyphen there, but I just put it there just so you understand if this is completely new to you. So now that I'm here, I'm going to create a very simple so basically if you're following along, I haven't mentioned it as well. When we started with our main branch, when you create the we created the readme.md. Then when we went to the feature branch, we created license.md. So basically, when you create a branch, whatever branch you're in, it will be inherited. It will be inherited in the next branch. So meaning right now, if I switch back to the main branch, it's only going to have readme.md. If I go to the feature branch, it's going to have these two files, readme.md and license.md. Now I'm going to create another file called contributor.md, and that's only going to be on the contributor branch, which we see. So it's right here. Switch to a new branch, contributor branch. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll simply just type I'll use echo to create it. You can use a text editor if you want. This is just for the demonstrations purposes. Contributors, go here, and contributor.md. So now we have a contributor.md. Now I'm going to track it, so I'll just type git add, and then I'll commit it. I'll say added a new contributor. Okay, so now there we are. Now, so that's basically this first part about managing. And if I want to see how many branches I have, very simply, I just type git space branch, and you see it tells me how many branches I have. I have 4 branches. I have the contributor branch, I have the feature branch, I have the main branch, and I have the master. Now, as I said, on my system, because I've been working Git very long time, by default it will go to master because that's all the files I have. So it picks up my previous working conditions even when I upgrade my system. However, as I said, in new versions they were pushing really hard to to go to main, which is annoying because if someone like myself who has old code, whatever, I don't want it to be main. I want it to be compatible with the previous one. So at least I'm glad that IBM, Red Hat, Fedora left it as a master. So that's perfect for me. Okay, and you can see we have 4 branches. And if you remember, the master and the main are essentially the same thing. And then the feature branch, and then you see in green here, it also has an asterisk. That's the branch we're on right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, you can also delete a branch. We're not going to do that just yet. So if I want to switch to another branch, all you have to do is type git checkout. So for example, if I type git checkout, let's switch to the feature branch, and you see it says switch to the branch feature branch. Look what happened here. Contributor is no longer here because the contributor file is only on the contributor branch. And again, if I switch to the main branch, so I'm going to switch to the main branch. You see, now there's only one file, and that file is the README. So that's the way you can keep code separate, or you can, if you're doing experiments. For example, one of the websites I work on, I have the master branch, that's the main site. I have the testing branch, and that goes to the testing site. And I used to have an experimental, but because of the recession we're in right now, that one has basically, I think I actually deleted it because I don't need that anymore. So so if and haven't been any bug fixes, but usually what would happen in the past, if I had to do a bug fix, I'll push it to the testing side. I test it, I ask them to test it, and everything was fine, and I'll push that to the live site. So basically the testing side was always a one-to-one copy with the live site. So that way I could test bug fixes and things like that. Now, when something new, requested something new, obviously I would go into the testing branch and I would work on it once I finish. So for example, what would happen is they would request a feature and it give me a month to implement that feature. So I would test it, work on it, and obviously sometimes if there's a minor bug fix or something, like a spelling mistake, then I would have to switch to the testing, fix it, push it to the live site, right? So that way, that's how I work. Somebody yesterday asked me what stack I use, and I didn't elaborate too much, but I believe the person's name was Ctrl Delete. I hope that answers your question today if you're watching today. Okay, now that we're here, Again, if I switch to, for example, if I switch to the feature branch, just to show you, if I switch to the feature branch, you can see the license.md is still there, and if I go to the contributor branch, it's still there as well. So go to contributor branch. You see the contributor branch is there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to the master branch. What do you think? What do you guys think is going to be in the master branch? I'll give you a few seconds to guess. What do you think it's going to be? Is it going to be empty? Is it going to have readme.md, or is it going to have all three files? Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, let's check it out. There we go. As I remember, I gave you a hint. I said it's basically the same thing as the main branch. So there we go. That's what it is. Now that I'm in there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete one of the branches. I'm going to delete the contributor branch. So what I do is I type git branch space -d. Obviously D is for delete, and then whatever branch I want. So I'm going to type contributor branch, and you see there it says, are you sure you want to delete it? And then it tells me to use -d. So basically the branch contributor branch is not fully merged, so it's warning me that I should merge it first before I delete it. So it's smart enough to know. So what I should really do is I should maybe delete the feature branch, but you can also type -d here. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll do the not -d, I meant capital D instead of lowercase d, and you see it's deleted it. So there you go. You guys learned a new trick as well. So the lowercase d will have like a toggle where it will give you like a confirmation. You have to verify that you actually want to delete it, and if you want to force delete, you use the capital D instead. There you go. Now if I try to delete the feature branch, for example, if I try to delete the feature branch, so it's going to give me that same message because they haven't been merged. So what I should do is I should merge them, and then that should be a problem. So for example, let me try to delete the main branch. You see the main branch is able to be deleted. Why? Because the feature branch already has our readme.md. Now you might be wondering, hey, why is this how come this is still here? That's because I'm in the master branch. Now if I type git branch, you see we do have the master branch and the feature branch. So let me switch to the feature branch. Oops, branch. Oh, checkout, sorry. It's checkout. There we go. So I switched to git checkout feature branch, and you can see I now have those two files. So that's basically the end of this quick tutorial on using how to git branch. I showed you how to create a branch, how to switch to it, how to check how many branches you have. I've shown you how to how it inherits whatever branch you're in. It's inherited, and then I showed you how to delete a branch, and that's it. So that's that simple. So I say these are the screenshots. As you see, basically it's the same thing I've done so far today in this tutorial. You can see everything I've done here. It's the exact same thing, nothing different. And then you go here. Here's the confirmation. We didn't see. That's because I didn't merge. But if you do merge them, obviously if you merge, it will then you'll be able to delete it using the lowercase d. Otherwise, if you use a capital D, or if you put your settings, it will automatically delete for you. Okay, and then obviously I showed you the git log. I can run the git log one more time as well, so you can see it shows because it inherited the one from master. You see that? Inherited the one from master. Okay, and this is the video for the live stream. So for example, I play it. Okay, as you can see, it's literally live. I think it's maybe just a few milliseconds delay. Okay, let's finish this up. So want to learn more? Check out my growing library of programming books. My books are on Amazon. Search for Ojambo. Links are also in the description. I also have online courses. You can dive deeper into programming with hands-on online courses available on ojamboshop.com. Links are in the description. Yesterday, I don't know if yesterday or the day before, somebody asked about a resource for Python. So as I said before, I also have the ojamboshop.com where you can get the Python, PHP, and JavaScript software. If you guys want any other courses, let me know. I can create them. And if you need one-on-one help, I'm available for personal programming tutorials online. You contact me at ojambo.com/contact. They should be in the they're also in the description. I'll make sure I put it there. And if you need help with Git installations or repository migration, need help setting up Git or migrating your existing Git repositories, you can request some Git services at ojamboservices.com/contact. Okay, and let's finish up again. Branching in Git may sound technical at first, but with a little practice, it becomes second nature. It's a powerful tool to help keep your projects clean, organized, and collaboration friendly. Don't hesitate to reach out if you need help getting started. Okay, with that said, quick reminder that every day I do a live stream, usually about 2 p.m. Eastern. Today is actually the coolest day that's been in about 3 months, so I'm trying to finish this quickly so that I can go cool down a little bit. I'm sure you guys can hear the workstation fan is still a little bit loud, and I think the AC only came on once or twice. But that's neither here. I will also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments for more frequent content. And with that said, I'm going to switch over to the live stream chat to see if there's any chat requests. I don't see any, so I'm going to end this stream. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's stream. And also thanks to everybody who subscribed so far this month. Keep it up. It motivates me to keep on making tutorials like this, even on a hot drought day like today. Okay guys, see you tomorrow and have a great one.